let's talk soul contracts, how to know that maybe you are stuck in one and what to do about it. All right, so here's an example of what I mean. Sometimes you might feel trapped in a situation that you're doing your best to get out of it and it feels like you are stuck. Now, you might be thinking, all right, this could be a past life lesson, this could be a karmic debt, this could be something that my soul wants to experience. All of the above can be true. And that's why it's so important to use hypnotherapy to investigate, all right, connecting with your soul. Is there a life lesson that you are planning to learn in this lifetime and you're still working through it? So check that off your list, find out if that's what's going on. Is there a karmic debt that you want to, on the soul level, repay to somebody? And so find out, is that what is going on? What you should also explore is, are you working on a soul contract? So did your soul and another person's soul make an agreement that X, Y, and Z would be experienced together, and that's why you are now stuck, for lack of a better term, in a very uncomfortable situation? So what you want to do is, and we talk all about this in the Soul Empowering Hypnosis Certification Training Level 2. We do a deep dive into soul contracts and what to do about them, how to void them, how to rewrite them, how to know, like, do you have to stay in one or can you renegotiate the terms? So in Level 2 of the SEH certification training, deep dive into all of this, but we'll do a cursory level how to handle that in case you want to explore this for yourself today. So what you're going to do is you're just going to drop into connection with your soul. And once you're in connection with your soul, you want to ask those first level of questions. Is there a lesson that you're still working on learning, right? Because you want to learn the lesson. You don't want to dismiss that. So you find out yes or no. And if you have already learned it and you still feel stuck in the situation, just say like, okay, is there a contract that I am still currently in that I can negotiate my way out of? That's when you step into the soul contract, right? But then also make sure, check in, ask, is there a karmic debt that you are repaying? And then find out, has it been paid, right? So if you've already learned the lesson, ask to be able to move on. If you have already repaid the debt, ask to be able to move on. Now, I feel like I'm giving you all of the Cliff's Notes and cheat codes to everything. If, let's say that there is still a lesson that you're working on, this is a way to move into a more palatable version of that lesson. Ask them, say, all right, I get it. It's an important lesson. I don't want to bypass it. I do want to learn it. I do want to lock it in. Is there and make sure you write down these words, is there a happy, healthy way that I can continue this lesson, lock in this lesson, and make sure that it is learned for forever? But ask them for a happy, healthy way. All right. Now, when it comes to the karmic debt, could be past life, etc. Same thing. If you find out oh, there is this thing that you're paying for, ask, is there a happy, healthy way to pay back this karmic debt as quickly as possible so that you can be done with it? All right, so you check all of that off your list because you want to make sure that you are doing right by what is best for you and your soul in these agreements that you've made. Now we're moving into the contract part. So let's say there's not really a debt. Let's say there's not even necessarily a lesson. Maybe there's just something that you wanted to experience, right? And so you and another soul, you were like, let's do this experience. But then you're down here on the earth plane having to live out that experience for years longer than feels comfortable. And you're like, I don't want to do this anymore. Okay. So let's say, I'm going to give a couple of quick examples because people might be wondering, well, what do you mean? How might you be trapped in a situation? Here are a couple of quick examples. Let's say that you're in a marriage and you have for a long time been wanting to leave your spouse. And it's just, there's nothing there anymore. The love's not really there anymore. You guys aren't really learning anything from each other anymore. There's no fun anymore. It's really just it's just dead, right? But you're both just waking up in the same house over and over again. There is nothing to it. It is time to leave, right? It's complete. It's done. It's time to leave. So then you might be going, all right, today's the day. I'm going to do it. I'm going to leave. But before you can make the announcement, you get an announcement that comes your way that your spouse has fallen very ill. And now you're like, shit, like, I can't leave now. So that is a good example of when there is nothing left to do, but it feels like this contract is holding you there. Or let's say that you're having financial difficulties and you do everything right. You're working hard, you're making all the right moves, you're making all the right connections, you're being kind and generous of spirit, like you're listening to the universe, you're listening to your soul, you're reading all the right books, like you're doing everything right. And just as it feels like you are about to come out of this financial tough spot, then, your car breaks down. Like something that you don't really have any control over, or a big medical bill comes, you know what I mean? Like, and it just feels like, how is this possible? This feels like something else is going on, and this isn't really about something that you had any control over. That's when you definitely want to go, is there some sort of contract that I am in right now? And so you drop in to connection and cover all those bases that we talked about earlier. Then ask about, is there a contract? Find out, most likely it's going to be yes. Find out what are the terms, like who are the souls involved? What are the terms? What did you personally agree to? And if it's done, then you need to find out, because this actually happened to me, where I found out that the soul contract was complete and the other soul was like clinging to remaining in relationship. I was like, I really do not enjoy it. And it wasn't a romantic relationship. It was a different type of family relationship. I was like, I really do not enjoy this. But that other person was just like death gripping to our relationship. And I kept pushing away and, death gripping. And then I checked in and found out like, no, actually, like your soul contract was supposed to wrap when you, Courtney, were 18. Like all of the struggle that you've been feeling about having to spend time with this person is totally justified. It wasn't supposed to go on this long. Like she's actually breaking the agreement by death gripping to your relationship, and you're totally in the right for wanting to leave. You're totally in the right for being so uncomfortable around this person and never really wanting to spend any time with them. Now, it did take me actually a couple of years after finding that out to finally sever the relationship, and I've never looked back. I have felt good about that severing every day since it happened. So checking in, you might find out like, oh, you're actually still participating in a contract that you're not even obligated to anymore. So that's one thing that you could find out. You could also find out like, no, there are still some obligations. And so you could rewrite the contract and say like, I understand these 3 things within the obligations, but I very much object to these other 4 things. And so how about if we rewrite it and I do continue to agree to handle this, this, and this, I no longer commit to handling this, this, and this, right? So you could renegotiate partially. Or you could go, nope, totally done. Like whatever purpose this was serving. But be really logical about it. Don't be emotional about it. Really get in there. Treat it with respect. Don't rush it. Because if you entered into a soul contract, this is not something to just casually discard. There was a reason for it. Do your due diligence and find out, is it time to let this go? Is it time to renegotiate it? Is it time to void it entirely? You're done entirely. And you probably will have that option, but you just want to make sure that you're not trying to do it in a really hasty way. So finding out, can you renegotiate part of it, right? Maybe you want to stay in part of it, but not the other part. Finding out, can you void it totally? Finding out, were you actually already, you've satisfied the agreement, but the other person is extending it without your consent. So there are these things that you're going to find out and really approach it like it's a real contract in real life with real pen and paper, real lawyers, etc. Take it that seriously. And then once you've done all of your due diligence, commit to the restructuring. If you decide to renegotiate, commit to the parts that you said yes, you're going to keep doing. Commit to walking away from the parts that you said you're going to walk away from. Don't halfway do it. Like really, like if it's a yes, it's a yes. If it's a no, it's a no. And if it is just a complete voiding, a complete severing, you don't have to rush that. But when you decide to do it, you need to really mean it. Like don't go halfway about anything. And you're going to feel a lot of lightness, like that pressure, that heaviness that was weighing on you. Because remember, You're at the stage where you're not really getting anything out of it anymore. You're not learning any more lessons. You don't get any more joy. There's nothing in it at all. You're done. Like, it's time to address this and fix it. The other thing I want to say is I want to make sure this does not come off as sounding hyper selfish. You have to remember that a contract is always between you and someone or something else, right? And you should also consider that you are doing that other party a favor as well. And so always be kind and compassionate and considerate, and find out what's the way to restructure or void, or, you know, whatever the solution is, to do it in a way that is also helpful for all parties involved. That's going to make the whole transition a lot smoother. That's going to make you feel much better in your heart. On a soul level, everything will get the green light way faster, way easier. You know that you're doing right by the other person or people, and that you're also taking good care of not just yourself, but them. So approach it assuming that you are still part of a team and you're still wanting the best for everyone, but what's best is not the way that it's currently happening. What's best is what happens after this shift occurs. So again, SCH certification training level 2, we do a deep dive. We show you exactly how to do all of this. We give you all of the right phrasing, terminology, the best approaches to handle all of that. But the information I just gave you, honestly, like, you can just drop in, get into connection with your soul, bring in the other person's soul as well, if there's another person involved, and just have a conversation as though you were sitting down with them in a real room, except for the room is the spirit realm. And then even treat it like you've got the pencil, you've got the contract, the sheets of paper. Treat it all very literally, but you've got your eyes closed and you're connecting to souls and they're in the spirit realm, but treat it in a very practical way and you'll know what to do. And if you don't know what to do and you're not comfortable with it, it's okay. We've got your back. We've got the SCH certification training. And then also we have a free 2-hour SCH training coming up in just a few days, and you can sign up for that. Just go to hypnosisisfreedom.com. You can sign up for the free training. If you're like, love the free training, Courtney, thanks, but just really want to sign up for the certification, just go to CourtneyStarkey.com and you will see that there is a link very prominently placed on the homepage where you can sign up for the full certification training. If you're going to sign up for that today, please direct message me. You can either DM me in the social medias or you can email me at Courtney@CourtneyStarkey.com, and just let me know that you're planning on signing up. Let me know what your payment structure is going to be, pay in full or 6 months or 12-month payment plan, and I will send you a coupon code for $300 off. I just need to know what your payment plan decision is, and I'll know which code to send to you so that you can get $300 off. All right, have a wonderful day. I love receiving all of your questions. Usually it's hypnosis questions. I love receiving them. And actually what we're talking about today is based on an email that I got from one of my hypnosis members. So please make sure that you send in your questions. Let me know if you would like to know more about soul contracts. I'm happy to talk about it further. All right, I'll see you guys in the either certification training or the free training, or I'll see you here in tomorrow. I'll make another video tomorrow. I'll see you soon. Bye.